What is happening, everybody? Liv Moots here with her own standalone podcast. For those of you that don't know, I received a call on Friday. I will no longer be continuing my content journey with the Volume Sports, but I will not let that slow the content down whatsoever. I had a lot of people wondering, are you still going to post on YouTube? Are you still going to do social media videos? All of the above, yes, I will. We will not have a fancy intro for this. There will not be cute theme music to get you into here. I learned how to use Photoshop all of maybe 2 days ago so that I could make thumbnails. But you guys, it's going to be pretty simple from the beginning while I learn the ropes on this YouTube thing. But obviously, as you know, we are 7 weeks into the NFL season, which means there's things to talk about. And I didn't want to take my time getting into this to make everything perfect because at the end of the day, we're talking sports. It doesn't have to be all fancy, sparkly, whatever. We're just going to drop our hot takes. We're going to break some stuff down. We're going to have some fun like we always do when we're hanging out here on YouTube and I'm talking sports with you guys. So we're going to jump right into it. I just have a couple topics here that may hurt feelings, but at the end of the day, the truth hurts. And boy, did I learn that yesterday. Not only was it the drunkest slate of football I've ever seen in my entire life, most of that first half of the slate did not make sense. There were curveballs everywhere, and I think one of the biggest came to Bills Mafia as they realized their team is, yes, indeed fraudulent. And if you remember, I did have a social clip, and I did speak about it on my former YouTube with the Volume Sports talking about this Bills team. Who is this Bills team? What is their identity? Yes, you could list off a million excuses as to why they couldn't beat the Jags in London. Jet lag, injured defense. But what about the offense? The offense has continued to be a problem. After the Jags game, then they faced the Giants. That was a hot mess, okay? Those are some games just off the top of my head where, the Bills are not really playing to their potential. They have a top 3 roster, and they're making a joke out of it. So the truth hurts. And honestly, after another embarrassing L, I had Bills Mafia members all over my page. Actually, prior to the L, this is where it gets good. Buckle your seatbelts, baby. Prior to the L, I had Bills Mafia members quote tweeting my announcement that I would no longer be with the Volume, stating, "Isn't this the girl that calls the Bills frauds? LOL, some casual talking about our team and Josh Allen, and then she gets fired." That's not why I lost my job. Maybe it is, but she was speaking facts. So I'm going to double down and say what I said originally. And if it hurts your feelings, you still need to get out of La La Land. Clearly, the Bills are a fraudulent team. And we learned this, or not learned this. Some of you learned this. Most of us just reconfirmed what we already knew after watching them take an embarrassing L to a Mac Jones-led Patriots team. Mac Jones. Yes, Mac Jones. This is a really, really tough situation for Bills Mafia to be in, especially because I am relentless. I'm going to stay in the kitchen, no pun intended, whether that be making a sandwich for those of you that are still battling with misogyny every second of your lives, or whether it's taking heat, because I can dish it out and I can also take it back. Now, one roast by Bills Mafia that I will never understand is using the Broncos against me. For why? The Broncos have 3 rings, the Bills have 0. I understand what my Broncos team looks like. Listen, the title of this episode is The Truth Hurts. The truth does hurt. The Broncos suck. Did they beat the Packers and the Bears? Whoop-de-doo. Don't care. They still suck. So at least I am not naive about where my team stands right now in this NFL season. Bills Mafia, it's time for you to face the facts, and here they are. Does your team have elite talent? Absolutely. Does the elite talent perform? No, not consistently enough to believe in this team as a legitimate contender, and that's my problem with the Bills. Do we have great moments with Josh Allen? Sure. But do we have great moments with Sam Howell? Yeah. Okay? So I can't keep giving, these excuses to this Bills team and trying to believe in them when time and time again, and I said this last week, this is week 7 of the NFL. Little hiccups, little mistakes, bad losses, it starts to become your identity at this point in the season. It's not just a bad game. It's not just jet lag in London. This is who this Bills team is. You gotta face the facts here. The Bills have managed to take a top 3 roster and make them look like a joke. It is impossible to take this Bills team seriously right now. And again, the truth hurts. It would be frustrating to be a member of Bills Mafia, to see the level of talent that this roster has, and to also see what they do with it every Sunday, Monday, Thursday. I would hate it. I would absolutely hate it. But I do not believe in this Bills team. I do not believe in Josh Allen to take this Bills team to a Super Bowl. He does not have that dog in him. I said it once. I'm going to say it again. I do not believe in the Bills. And unfortunately, something's got to change, whether it's from the very tippity top or whether it's a coaching situation, which I do believe coaching plays a role here, or it's Josh Allen. You can be a great quarterback and not be capable of taking your team to the highest level, aka the Super Bowl, because you can't handle playoff pressure, or you turn the ball over too much, or you just don't have that dog in you. That to me is where we sit with Josh Allen. He has great moments. There is elite talent on this team, but if you don't do anything with it, I don't care. So, my mind is not going to change after I watch them face the Bucs, because this Bucs team ranks 27th in total yards and has no pass rush. So I really hope Bills bounce back. But it's not going to change my mind about where I stand with this team. I don't have faith in them as a legitimate contender, and neither should you. Let's keep the truth bombs rolling here. We may as well. It's time for everybody to face some more facts here. And those facts are that Lamar Jackson is becoming dangerously close to being the best quarterback in this current NFL season. Yes, I know Patrick Mahomes is still a quarterback in this league. I do know this. But yesterday we saw Lamar Jackson's 7th career game with 4 passing/rushing touchdowns while completing at least 75% of his passes, the most by any player before turning 30 years old in NFL history. He's him, okay? And what I really want to talk about with Lamar Jackson is that the scrutiny he faced for being a running back at best still is true. He is still leading the Baltimore Ravens in rushing yards and rushing touchdowns, but he's also proven to be an elite passer, and I don't think we give him credit enough for his consistency. And I want to talk about him with Patrick Mahomes, actually. I don't want to make this a comparison game, because one thing that I think puts Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson dangerously higher than everybody else is their ability to do more with less. Their ability to do more with less. To me, Lamar Jackson is a quarterback that can single-handedly win a game for his team on his own, okay? Now, with that comes a pressure of if you don't get the job done, all eyes on you. But we don't talk about Lamar Jackson's consistency enough, and we don't talk about the ability that he has to completely take over a game. Same with Patrick Mahomes. So I say dangerously close because, yes, Patrick Mahomes still exists in this league. Absolutely. But we do not give Lamar Jackson enough credit. I want to ask you this. Who's in your top 5? Who's in your top 10? I imagine probably a Tua, a Jalen Hurts, a Justin Herbert, a Brock Purdy. Common sense will tell you those quarterbacks have exceptionally more offensive firepower around them than a Lamar Jackson. And Lamar Jackson is still doing what he does. He's winning games. He's extraordinarily competitive and successful in divisional spots. I mean, this is a quarterback I just don't think we talk about enough. So I'm going to leave it with this. Oftentimes when we're talking about the excellence of a quarterback, we also want to see that quarterback lead their team to success. We want to see those teams winning. Right now, Lamar Jackson is doing both. He has a higher completion percentage than Patrick Mahomes. He is leading his team in rushing yards and rushing touchdowns. He has proven to be an elite passer. He's doing a lot with little in comparison to other quarterbacks in this league. And I think the Ravens are true contenders in the AFC. Either way, I appreciate you guys for being here. We're keeping it short and sweet around here because I know everybody's attention span is like, I don't know, this big. I'm talking to myself mostly. But we will be back throughout the week to talk NBA a little bit. I will be going to the Denver Nuggets game tomorrow, opening night. They'll do the ring ceremony, the banner, and it's against the Lakers, who are out for revenge after being swept in the playoffs by the Denver Nuggets. So I'm excited for that game. I'll come back to you with a reaction to that game probably on Wednesday. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. This is where all my YouTube content will live for right now, and we'll keep cranking it out. We'll be talking all things hot takes, breakdowns, and truth hurts moments. See ya.